So in this video we're quickly going to just do some conversions from grams to moles and to molecules and learn how to use those. It's the same as dimensional analysis. There's nothing very tricky to it, it's just some different conversion factors. So looking at this problem, if you have 32.1 grams of carbon, how many moles do you have and how many atoms of carbon would that be? Well, we know we need to convert from grams of carbon to moles and then eventually from moles to atoms. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we need to figure out how many grams of carbon there are in 1 mole of carbon. Okay, so to do that we need to use the periodic table. So right here, if we pull up a web browser, I use this freely available one on Wikimedia here of periodic table, and you can simply sort of go to the box that has the carbon in it, and you can see right here that carbon has 12.011 grams per mole. Okay, what we're actually looking at here is the right there. Okay, what we're looking at is the number below the carbon that says 12.011. Okay, that gives us grams per mole, so that's our conversion factor for this problem. So therefore, in order to solve this problem, here's how we're going to set it up. We're simply going to say 32.1 grams of carbon. We want to go to moles, so moles go on the top, grams of carbon on the bottom, 1 mole, 12.01, 4 significant figures should do it because we have 3 on that one. And if we were to do this one out, that's going to equal 2.67, rounding for sig figs, moles of carbon. If I want to go to how many atoms of it, we could also do this in one step. I'm just going to back this part out. Erase that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to chain the next factor on, and this factor is going to use Avogadro's number. So we are going to now set up the next unit factor that has atoms on the top, and on the bottom has moles. We know that 1 mole has 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Kind of run out of room here. And so we take 32.1, divide by 12.01, multiply by 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, round it to 3 significant digits, and we get 1.61 times 10 to the 24th atoms of carbon. Had we been in the case of starting with the atoms of carbon, and we wanted to know times 10 to the 24th, sorry, atoms of carbon, and we wanted to convert that to grams, how we would have set that up would be to put on the top, in this case, go to moles, 1 mole, over 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms, and we would have multiplied that then by the 12 grams over moles to cancel, right? So 12.01 grams per mole, and if you punch that through you get 32.1 grams. So that's how you go from either grams over to atoms, or on the bottom shows how you would go from atoms to grams. Okay, again, you should be able to figure out any of this as long as you're careful that your units are crossing out, right? Grams, grams, moles of carbon, we're left at the end with atoms. And on the bottom one we had atoms, atoms, moles, moles, we're left with grams, and that's going to be the answer.